Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Silveray Ti-Barb, and this is a custom knife made by Jason Smith of Silveray Knives. So we'll go through the normal format, which are specs, overall impressions, details, and then I will get into the specifics, of course, and talk a little bit about Jason. So alright, so this is a knife that I actually got on his books for and had him custom make. And his books are currently closed, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. It does ship with this pretty cool waterproof box. Comes with a certificate of authenticity that outlines the build and when it was made and so forth. So really nice presentation. I know I've seen some other custom knife makers use this box, but yeah, great attention to detail. Alright, now to the knife itself. So, titanium frame lock flipper, of course. They do seem to be mine and many others' favorites at this time. But we're looking at a blade length of 3.5 inches, about. Handle length of about 4.5 inches. A thickness in the pocket, essentially, of about 0.5 inches. And that the width goes from about like 1.5 down to 1.35 and gets smaller from there. And the weight is 5.15 ounces on my scale. So those are the basic specs. So yeah, overall impressions. It's a custom knife. I custom ordered it. It's built to my specifications. It has the blade shape that I want. He obviously did some awesome anodizing on this knife that I had requested essentially after the build was done, so that was kind of a dick thing to do. Don't do that to makers, but I did it and he was nice. So I really like it. Build quality is excellent. I was really drawn to his work based on the lines. Just very flowing, organic lines. Just beautiful throughout the knife. Even in the closed position, it has just killer lines. I just really like them. So anyways, I've been very happy with the knife. Great flipping action, great materials, great attention to detail. Jason's a nice guy, so overall impressions, I'm pretty happy. So yeah, so let's talk about the specifics on this build, the build process, and so forth. Now, I was very fortunate to get on his books early, essentially not long after he got on Instagram, and I opted for a drop point blade. He does have a recurve and then a compound recurve, but I wanted to go for one that I could potentially sharpen if need be. Although with the amazing edge he puts on this thing, I'm not going to screw around with that. If I ever need it sharpened, I'll just send it back to him, which is lazy, but you guys do it too, so no judging. But yeah, so drop point blade. This is S35 VN. And I went with an acid stone wash. We have some satin on the flats, and then he either blasted or left the acid here in this short fuller. Other side is the same way. Nice clean grind lines, and just this is probably the sharpest knife I have ever received, bar none. It is insanely sharp. When he was building the knife, he sent me a text and he's like, "Do you like your knife sharp?" And I thought he was being facetious, and so I was like, well, hell yeah, I like them sharp. And I pulled this thing out of the box and I was like, whoa, he was not joking. This is just a ridiculously sharp edge. And that's pretty much the first thing that everyone says when they pick up and open this knife. They're like, wow, that is a sharp knife. So I've had like 3 people do that with this knife. But anyways, here's his logo. It is a manta ray. And he has the name Silveray, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can certainly see, again, the lines of a manta ray, the organic lines of the knife. It's a very apt logo there, so it just really goes with his design aesthetic, which I absolutely love. So anyways, there is some jimping up here on top of the blade. Very nicely executed jimping, offers great traction in the hand. And it is done by hand. You can see that it's not perfect, but it might as well be. So this is a completely handmade knife, no smart technology, no water jet, no CNC, nothing, just all done by hand, which is, you know, it's cool. It's pretty remarkable. It certainly means more time went into this than into others, although I wouldn't say that other people use those technologies is a bad thing, because this is actually the prototype, or at least one of the prototypes for this model, to get the frames water jetted so he can save time and he can put out knives quicker. The build process on this one was actually maybe 4 months. I mean, it was a very long build process, but he didn't ask for money until the knife was done. And so, I really don't care how long they take if they're working on my knife, as long as they put, their full time and attention into it. And I will not ever again pay for work before it's done. I've had some very bad experiences. So anyway, again, the communication was great. All right, so that was the blade. Let's go to the handle now. So obviously we have a titanium handle. It's got this really cool hole pattern in it that is perfect. Goes through on both sides, as you can see. Aside from where the pocket clip is kind of blocking it, but perfectly done speed holes, mayo holes, I don't even know what you want to call them. And then he went in and created this kind of line. Everything was initially polished, and so there was the contrast of the polish to the stonewashed titanium. And then after it was done, I was like, oh, that's really cool. Can you anodize the polished portions of the knife? And I didn't even ask for the backspace. He did that. And he's like, well, maybe I'll try. And he did, and he did it such an excellent job. I think he basically had to coat the entire handle, because I asked him after he'd built it. If I'd asked him before, it would have been easier. But coated the handle, came back in here and chamfered out whatever he coated it with, and then he anodized the entire thing, and then he basically took all that off the blade. I think that's what happened, but it was a pain in the butt for him and required a lot of extra time, and I was more than happy to pay for that time because it's something that I wanted after the knife was done. So yeah, so really cool color. It just offsets the handles nicely. Ergonomically, this thing is as you would expect with a knife with those kind of curves. Just really good to grip, very comfortable in the hand. You have this kind of choil here that locks your finger in. He did a cutout, so it's easy to disengage the lock bar, and just everything's nice and rounded. As you can see, the handles have been sculpted as well. So it makes it really, really comfortable to hand. Nice 3D sculpted pocket clip as well. That again has a lot of just nice curvature that matches the knife itself. I mean, it definitely looks like it belongs there. So it does use a stainless steel detent ball and then ceramic bearings, and the bearings have gotten quite a bit smoother over time. Detent is of medium strength. If I want to, I can half-ass it and have it kind of deploy, but any mild flipping effort results in a perfect deployment. So yeah, so that was all well done. He did carbonize the lock face so that it doesn't stick. Lockup is about 50%, nice and solid, no issues. So, oh, and then look at the nice checkering he did on the flipper tab. Again, all done by hand. So carries well in the pocket, nice and thin, easy to extract, but I love the way that this build turned out. So let's talk about Jason for a little bit. So he's been making knives kind of off and on for about 10 years. He's a tinkerer, completely self-taught as far as knife making goes. Spent a lot of time on the forums trying to pick up things here and there, and he said he's just wasted a lot of material learning things. So he started up on Instagram maybe a year ago, and he posted pictures of maybe it was I can't remember which knife it was exactly, but he had 90 requests within a week to get on his books or to have him make them a knife, and I was lucky to be one of the early requests, and I think everyone just loved the aesthetics just like me. So I knew nothing of his build quality. I couldn't find anything online. One of these knives is up for sale on an auction on a dealer website for a fair bit of money. Another one I saw sold on the USN to another member. That's it. That's all I've seen of his knives out there. So anyways, but yeah, nice guy, great build quality. Pretty much he's just on Instagram these days, so if you want to follow him, I'll put the links in the description box below, but everything is Instagram based as of right now. So Books currently are closed. He's going to try to figure out a way to do the books. He wants to figure out how a way to do the books without making people wait for a long time. So he's looking to see what other people are doing, and he's trying to figure that out right now. But when they are open, or when he gets that figured out, he will let people know on Instagram. Base prices start out at about $550 for the Nano or the Ti-Barb, which is the larger model here. And yeah, I'd just follow him there. Again, even if you can't get one or you're not willing to spend that kind of money or any of those things, I'd just definitely follow his page because I just love his aesthetics. They're just so cool. He's got a few other models coming out potentially soon, and then he's also got some other big things in the works that we might see in the coming months, but I can't share those with you right now. So anyways, this is the Jason Smith Ti-Barb, or the Silveray Ti-Barb of Silveray Custom Knives out of South Carolina. And let's do one last look. And that's pretty much it. So, alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Relatively unknown maker. I wish him nothing but great success, and I'd be very happy to get another knife from him in the future, but with as many people as he has waiting, I don't think that'll happen anytime soon. So if you like the video, be sure to subscribe and thumbs up, and you can follow me on Instagram under Epic Snuggle Bunny as well. So thanks for watching. Take care.